Competition underrated me, yeah. Started from bottom, they rated me last. I don't really know if they taking me ass. Fill his face up with hoes like a Jason and man. Squad and official, I stay with my niggas. Free the fellas, I just pray for my niggas. Middle fit.
What's up? What's up? What's poppin'? It's Nate Dogg 916 coming at you live from Sacramento, man. Hey, I'm not even finna get into all that extra stuff. Y'all know what to do, so do it. Man, part 2 with Fresh Snow, fresh out of New York, man. Let's get it, man. Hey, so you was telling us you was in Rikers, man. You just finished catching your beef. You took you got convicted for the manslaughter, man, and they talked about sending you upstate. What's that about, man?
Yeah, upstate is a whole different world, man. Upstate, you know, as I was saying, man, a lot of people think that New York City is just skyscrapers and buildings, right? But the reality is you can drive 7, 8, 9 hours one way and you still be in New York. So when you're as the further you go upstate, is the further is like different. It's a whole different population, man. Right. And when you go upstate, you realize that, like, when you go upstate, you get shackled. Now you coming from Rikers Island, you still have all your clothes. You can have, you know, bring your stuff. Now as soon as you go in and you go to reception, they put you in what's called a reception. Now the reception, what they do is they classify you. So say you got a 1 to 3 or something, you may go to a minimum security. And, right, you know, you got 4 or 5 years, you may go to a medium security. Anything more than 5 years, they were sending you to a maximum security prison. Okay.
Okay.
So what they do is they bunch everybody from Rikers Island and they send them upstate to a reception. And now you get classified. But as soon as you get off that bus, you realize that your world has changed, man. You realize it because you chained up, but you know the police line up in a row, and each one of them is some big hillbilly white dudes, and they, you know, each one is 6'5", 260. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Each one looks like, you know, a linebacker. You understand what I'm saying? Each one of them. Yeah. So they'll sit there with their batons and they let you know that you are not in Rikers Island.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just saying. They'll let you know that you are not in Rikers Island anymore.
Right.
And your life has changed. And whatever you did on Rikers Island better stay on Rikers Island. You come up here with that bullshit, we gonna kill you. Like, they'll tell you that right there in reception. It's a whole different vibe right there. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So what happens is whatever you go upstate with, they take.
Yep. Oh, they take it straight from you?
Everything, because what they do is they strip you right away. As soon as you come through, what you have to do is they take you, man, this is going to sound crazy, man. They take you, they take all your clothes, you put it in a bag, you can't have any of that anymore. They take you, they throw you in the shower, bro, and what they do is they de-lice you, man. Stuff comes down from the ceiling, all this stuff is like pesticide, man. They spray you with pesticide to make sure you have no bugs or nothing like that, okay? They spray you, this stuff comes from the ceiling, it drops down on you, and they spray you, and it's disgusting. Then they let you take a shower, and then what they do is they give you your state greens, okay? So upstate, when you go upstate, they give you what's called state greens, okay? That's green pants, 3 green pants, 3 green shirts, a couple t-shirts, a couple underwear, and a couple socks. And those are all called state clothes because the state gives you that. You can't have your stuff anymore. The only thing that you could keep with you that you came from Rikers Island with is your Bible, okay? And so, you know, the Bible actually served as numerous different things because what happened is once you know that they can't take your Bible, so what you do is when you're coming up from Rikers Island, you put all your phone numbers in that Bible. Right. You put all your addresses in that Bible. Right. You understand? So that, you know, whenever you get to where you're going, you still have everybody's address, everybody's because they can't take your Bible. Right. You know what I mean? I also, you know, it's a joke, but what also the Bible was used for is that if dudes wanted to blaze or wanted to smoke or something like that, dudes would rip out the Bible paper, bro, and
because it's so thin,
and smoke that out like it was rolling paper. Yeah, you know, listen. I ain't never do that, you know what I mean? So Lord, don't strike me down, you know what I mean? I had nothing to do with that. But that's how it was. So you got to take your Bible, and that's it. They cut your hair. Then they sit you in the chair, and they cut all your hair off.
Everyone?
Everyone. The only way you can have your hair is if you have a court order for your religion. Like if your religion was Rastafarian or something like that, and you had a court order. You had to, I don't care if you came up there, you know, speaking Jamaican, and if you ain't got a court order, you're going bald like everybody else.
Okay.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So they lice you, they shave you, and they give you these clothes. They give you a roll up, you know what I'm saying, which is a mattress. You know,
Right.
your sheets, toothpaste, what they call state toothpaste,
Mm-hmm.
and they send you to, you know, whatever little housing unit you're gonna be, and you will stay in reception for maybe a month
Okay.
until you go to your actual facility that you're gonna be living in for
Okay.
however long. Okay,
Okay.
so
That's
right
similar.
away,
That's
you
similar.
know, right away, I understood that things was different. You know what I mean? And I
So
remember
not
my
at right
family
more.
different than Rikers, 100%. Yeah, 100%. But I also, you know, my people came on a visit and was like, listen, man, you know, we got some people that we know are corrections officers, and they said as long as you don't go to Coxsackie, things are going to be good. I said, oh, okay, great. You already know
Right.
where they sent me, right?
You
They
must
sent
have
me.
went to
They sent me to
Coxsackie.
Coxsackie, bro.
So they send you to Coxsackie anyway.
Yeah, so Coxsackie was mostly adolescents who had 20, 30, 40 years, man. And
Okay.
they, you know, and they ain't really, you
So
know,
young and turned up.
young and turned up
Right.
1000%, man. 100, you know what I mean? That's the way. That's Coxsackie.
Okay.
Anybody that's in New York will comment on your thing about Coxsackie. Coxsackie's always been wild. Like, it's never not been like, oh well, it's, oh, you know, back in my,
That's
no,
funny
no,
because
no.
one of the places I actually have heard of as far as a prison was Coxsackie.
Now you haven't.
No, I have heard of.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Coxsackie was like gladiator school for real. Like, it was
Okay.
just wild. And again, everyone had 20, 30, 40 years, and everybody was young. You know what I mean? That, you know, there's a few vets mixed in here and there, but you know, that jail had different politics. You know what I
Right.
mean? Than the
Okay.
jails that you really go upstate where dudes have been down 10, 12, 20, 30 years. Those guys are a little bit different, you know, the old timers. We ain't have
Right.
too many old timers at Coxsackie. So
Okay.
Coxsackie, right. So, you know, I ended up in Coxsackie, and I ended up getting a good job, a little receiving room. I worked in the receiving room, so I saw everyone
Right.
that left, everyone that came in. You know what I mean? I saw
Right.
everyone that came in, everybody that left. You know what I mean? I was in Coxsackie for a few years, but Coxsackie was one of those jails like, and they have one of these police in every jail, man. But Coxsackie was, most of the police upstate, let's just call it what it is, they're pretty much racist. Like, they're
Okay.
pretty, and it's not even like they're racist, but they, if you're a prisoner, they just don't like you.
Right.
Period. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
They didn't. It wasn't like they gave preference to white inmates. If because you was in jail, you was a piece of shit to them. Because this
Okay.
is how they're raised. You know, most of these police from up there are 2, 3, 4 hours away from the city. They're raised different.
Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm
Right. I
saying?
got
They're
you.
raised a
Yes,
little
sir.
bit different. Like how Cali, you guys have, you know, big space. Everyone just
Oh
think
yeah.
it's, you know, Hollywood Boulevard. No,
Right.
there's so many different
Yeah. It's a
places,
whole lot more different spaces than
so
what you see
different,
on
and
TV.
that's how it is up there. You know what I mean? I told you, I realized it was real when I seen the police walking around with he had a black baby hanging from a noose on
Mm.
his forearm, and would walk around with short sleeves like nothing.
Mm.
That's when I realized, oh shit, like this is definitely not Rikers Island. Like, this is
Right.
some different shit. And the police really, like, you
Mm-mm.
know, they had shit in the smash in Coxsackie, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Coxsackie was one of those different jails, man. Like, Coxsackie was one of those jails, like during riots when the police come out too, you better get on the floor. I remember one
Right.
time, man, I told this on Tales from the Pen, on, like, I think on the last episode, man. You know, I was
Oh, matter of fact, let's plug that just so for the people that don't know. The
yeah.
brother Fred White, he got his own YouTube channel. So make sure you go. I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna scroll it across the bottom right here.
Okay,
So make
okay.
sure you guys look down below, man, at Tales
Yeah.
from the Pen with
Tales
Fred
from the
White,
Pen,
man.
PN, yeah, Tales
Yeah,
from the Pen, yeah.
PEN. It'll be scrolling across the bottom right now when I do the edit. So yeah, make
Nah,
sure y'all go check out the brother, man.
appreciate it. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
So you
But one
told the
of the
story.
Yeah, one of the last stories I spoke about was one time there was this little mini riot, and it was like Keep Like Yard, which was like everyone in there was pretty much like locked down for like 60 days, 90 days. So they would give us an hour rec, okay? And at that time they would let us all in one yard. There wasn't Later on they started building cages, where
Okay.
individual cages. But
Right.
before the cages,
Right.
everybody would go to this one little yard. So there was a riot out there, and it was like the guard bodies, 5%ers, and like the Spanish kids or something had happened.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a major, you know, all types of shit, people were getting cut and everything. And when the police and them came out there, you know, they wreaked havoc, beat everybody up, and then they couldn't find the actual weapons. They couldn't find how people got cut and stabbed. They couldn't find it, right? And this was like in the middle of the winter, man. It was snowing, there's ice on the floor, and, you know, they stripped us. They stripped us pretty much naked, you know what I mean? But most of us had just our boxers on. And they made us like crawl, man. And they gave us, you know, it was like a Soul Train line. They lined up, and as we crawled, they would just beat us with the sticks. Bang, bang. Like, this is when I also realized, again, we're not in Rikers Island anymore, you know what I mean? Like,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They don't play. And there's nobody that you can complain to, man. There's nobody, because the people you complaining to is their brothers and their cousins and their uncles. They're all related. You know
it's all linked in, like some nepotism stuff.
Bro. They all linked in, so there was nobody you can even complain to. You know what I mean? The only thing you could do is maybe call your family, and that was a good thing, man. If you had family that would call up, and then they know, like, you know, you have people that's got your back, because, you know, the reality is, man, some people died in prison, man. Some people, I've seen it, man. Some people died, and, you know, this is another quick story, man. They killed my little man Elliot in Fishkill. Let me tell you what they did, man.
Right.
They said Elliot, listen to this, man, how this sounds, right? They said Elliot was doing push-ups off his toilet. Okay, you know how to get that little elevation.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing push-ups on his toilet while washing his hair, and there was soap on the floor. And while he was doing push-ups, he slipped, fell, and broke his neck. Look at my face.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what. And guess what? No one could do anything about it, because that's what they said. You know what I mean? How do you do push-ups and break your neck, man? How? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's not possible, man.
At all.
But this is the story they gave his family, man. And if CO case, done deal, it's over with. You know, the police upstate are the type of ones that, you know, they tell you put your hands on the wall and then they fuck you up. And then say you resisted, and then give you 8 months in solitary confinement for some shit you didn't even do. You understand? So you knew that the police upstate were different, man. Right. They play by different rules. You know what I mean? They play by different rules. And you know, this is where a lot of my, like, you know, and I know police, you know, I have some friends that are police, I got nothing against them, love them, but this is where a lot of my hatred came, because of the segregation. You know what I mean? And it was crazy.
So up there, upstate. Yeah. So, like out here, we got politics. You know, we got racial politics. We got gang politics.
Right.
That are two separate, different get downs inside the penitentiary. Do you guys deal with racial politics and/or gang politics in your prisons?
Later on in my bed, the gang politics, but in New York State, it's never. This is one thing about it: it's never no racial politics.
No racial politics at all.
No, like you can be in the yard. You can be in the yard and hang out with whoever you want to hang out with, and that's just who you hang out with.
And you can sell up with whoever you want and all that.
Yes.
Okay.
You can sell up, yes. You could do that here too in New York. You know what I mean? I definitely 100%. I've seen enough videos and seen enough things to understand that. And, you know, out there where y'all at, it's a whole different world.
Yes, sir.
Right, because, you know, even as, you know, someone white, you know, me and you could be cool in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But I know when you go through there, you have to be a certain way. Otherwise, you don't check in within 30 days with these certain individuals, they gonna come at you, because they gonna want to know, why are you hanging out with somebody who's black? Why are you hanging out with somebody who's Puerto Rican and you're white, right? So the white dudes out there are a bit different, and I know and understand that. And, you know, I always questioned what would happen. What would have happened to me? You know what I mean? Because here's the reality, man. I play all sports, but basketball is my thing.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From what I understand is, like, I couldn't even play unless I was playing with white boys out there. Like, that's
Mexicans, how. Mexicans,
Oh, I could have got with the Mexicans?
Yeah, you could play with the Mexicans, because the Mexicans and the whites, they intermingle with each other like that. Yeah. The southern Mexicans, the LA Mexicans. It's like a gang called the Southern Mexicans, the Serenos.
Yeah, you know, so it's, you know, to me, like how you certain things I'm telling you may sound crazy. To me, that's weird. You know what I'm saying?
But there was okay. So there were some dudes that were like, like say you came over here, like,
Right.
and you was just, man, I'm from New York, man. I'm doing my time, whatever. I'm not with y'all politics, but I'm not with y'all either. You know what I mean? But then you could be, you know what I mean? You wouldn't be able to go up there and play with the Woods and the whites,
Right.
but
Yeah.
you could play with the blacks. You know what I mean? The blacks wouldn't trip off you doing that, but you wouldn't be able to sell up with none of them. You wouldn't be able to. You'd have to find another like non-affiliate white, or you know what I mean, some others or Asians, or you probably, because I've met dudes, they sell up with Asians. You know what I mean, because they're not affiliated with that bullcrap. So there are like
certain exceptions to the
but
rule.
yeah, but then you got the ones that like they roll black. You know, you got Caucasians that roll black. Now that's a whole different category than just like say a guy from New York that's out here doing time. That's a whole different category. You know, you from out here and you white, you gonna choose a side. You know, and you ain't
right.
got,
You know,
and because the whites ain't gonna give you a chance, they ain't gonna give you a choice. You are gonna have to choose the side.
You have
and
to jump in the white car or nothing.
Or we gonna try to remove you. So you're gonna have to pay with blood or take some of ours, one or the other. Unfortunately, but yeah. So it's good to hear that out there, like the racial stuff is not so bad in your parents.
It's not so bad. It's not so bad as far as that goes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, you know, they had their little dramas. Maybe, you know. See, here's the thing. The gang culture really didn't become popular. Yeah. Like, okay, I know it's known for like 93, 94, 95 on Rikers Island. I went upstate in 90.
Okay.
I was already upstate. So I didn't really get to the gang politics until 1998. Okay. So I went to what's called, here in New York, they opened up what's called Maxi Max jails. Max, which is the max above the max, which is double bunk boxes, they call them, SHU, okay, special housing units, and they built them specifically for certain inmates, okay?
Right.
So when they opened the first one in 1998, I was on the bus and I was one of the 13 people to open up Fishkill double bunk box. I was one of the first buses to come through. I was on that bus, okay?
Okay.
Now, what happened is after a few weeks, quick story. So I'm in my cell, and at the time, being there was only few of us that came in, no one was double bunking yet. Everyone had their own cell, okay? Because it was like 13 of us, 2 cells.
Oh, right.
So as the time came on, a few weeks, everyone started to get bunkies, okay? Right. You with me? So I don't know what you'll call cellmates, bunkies, whatever.
Same thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So in this Maxi Max spot, you go in, you have 2 bunks. You have your on the left side, you have a sink that's connected to the toilet, okay? It's connected, metal joint. You had a little desk and you had a shower in the back of your cell.
Oh, okay.
And in the back of your cell, you had a door. Now, they'd open the door and you could step out into a rec pen, which was maybe 4 by 6.
Okay, this is the Maxi Max?
Maxi Max. In other words, you're never coming out your cell.
Right.
You're not coming out for showers. You're not coming out. The shower's in your cell. They control
medical and visit. That's the only way you go out.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Even the showers is in the cell.
Right.
So what they would do is, just say they have to remove me and you as bunkies. They have to remove you. You're going on a visit.
Right.
You have to stick your arms out through a slot, the feet up slot.
Right.
We call it a feet up slot. It's a little slot that they
tray slot. Yeah, tray slide. Yeah.
I'm just doing this. I really just try to be more just for the people who don't.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir.
It's a little slot. They open it and they give you your food. They give you your mail, and then they close it back up. Lock it up. So what happens is if you got to get out the cell, what they would do is tell me, go to the rec pen. They buzz my back door. They throw me in the rec pen, close the door. Now they chain you up, open your door so that me and you ain't together at the same time opening the door, so me and you can't rush them. It's just you by yourself in the cell. Right. I'm in the rec pen by myself. So they tell me, they came to my cell, they say, Johnson, go to your rec pen. And I seen the dude, and they had the dude on the wall. It was a white kid. And I looked out and I said, you smoke? There was like 4 or 5 police around him. They're trying to bring him in my cell. So I'm like, bro, you smoke? He said, yeah, I smoke. I said, he's not coming in my cell. He can't come in here. Because at that time, they was allowing smoking in jail. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, he can't come in here. They're like, you know what's gonna happen. I'm saying, I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? He's not coming in here. Bring me somebody who don't smoke. That was my thing because I just didn't want people. I just, you know what I mean? I got asthma.
Right.
I was running all types of shit on him. I just didn't. I
Right.
don't cigarette smoke. You know what I'm saying? In my cell. So I
Right.
told him, you not bringing him in my cell. So they told me, well, you know what's next? I said, yeah, I know what's next. Do what you got to
Right.
do. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yep,
Let's
it is
go.
what it is. You know what I'm saying? So they said, all right. They called the sergeant. Sergeant came to my cell. He said, John, I'm going to give you one more time. I said, man, I'm telling you right now, man. You know, you wasting your time. He smokes. Bring me somebody else who don't smoke. Or, you know what I mean? Or it is what it is.
Right.
Well, they told me, all right, you sure? I said, I'm positive, man. So they went. Here come the Turtles. Bah, bah. Big 6'8" motherfucker, offensive line coming down the block, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know, so what I did was I took soap, I took water, and I sprayed it all in my cell so that when they rush in, they're gonna slip and fall. I mean, I knew I was gonna get it anyway, but I just wanted to make it a little bit difficult. You understand what I'm saying? So they gave me one more chance. They said, you gonna go back to the pen? I said, no. Cracking cell, they came in, man, they beat the fuck out me, man. They beat the fuck out me, you know what I'm saying? They hog-tied me, dragged me, banged my, you know, they fucked me up, man. I thought, you know, they thought broke my ribs. Like, that was just one incident in the box. Like, the box was just hell, you know what I mean? But eventually, you know, they brought me somebody who didn't smoke, you know what I mean? And that was my whole objective from the beginning. If I'm gonna be in this cell for the next year and change, because I was in solitary, at the time, I think it was 14 months or something, you know, allegedly, you know, they say I cut somebody allegedly.
Allegedly.
So, allegedly. So, they gave me some time. And then they added more time because they had to come in my cell. They gave me a couple extra months and all that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But eventually I got somebody who, you know, who didn't smoke. And, you know, to getting back to what you're saying, he was black. You know what I'm saying? My man Darius, my man D-Block from Queens. So up here, it was none of that. It was none of the racial shit. You know what I mean? It was none of the, you know, like you had to have a white guy. You had to have you know, it's just whoever it was. You know what I mean? And that's how New York.
So if it rocked on New York,
yeah.
No, you only got involved if you wanted to get involved, if you wasn't clicked up or if you wasn't a gang.
Right. Like if it had something to do with you or your people, because, you know, I have my little people.
Okay.
So, of course, if it has something to do with my people, you know, I'm going to be involved in it. But, like, anything that happened, like, you know, like blacks and Spanish or anything like that, like, if it had nothing to do with me, you know.
And that would be more gang stuff than actually the fact that they're black and Spanish, right?
Right. Well, a lot, you know, there was some like between, because when I first went out or whatever, it was only really Latin Kings, but you know what I'm saying? Muslims, 5%ers, you know what I'm saying? You know, there was a couple dudes from Cali that was claiming blood, claiming Crip, but there was only like 2 or 3 of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then again, in the mid 90s, going back to the boxes where I originally started the story in 1998, they would do roll call, bro. That's when I realized, wow, like this shit blew up, because all these 200 cells now are filled, and dudes would get on the gate. Like first, say the Spanish dudes, a couple of Spanish dudes would get on the gate and they try their little roll call. All of a sudden, as soon as they start saying, you know, I'm on today and whatever, yo, the whole jail started rocking. Peace, almighty, peace, blood. Yo, all the cells was rocking and telling these man, get the fuck off your gate. I was like, oh shit. Like, this is when I realized in 1998 what had happened to the New York State prison system.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because once the Bloods got on their gate, started, you know, doing their little roll call, bro, the whole jail like thundered. Like, it was just mad noise. I was like, oh shit. Like, you know, this is when I really realized. It was deep, yeah, because I had been upstate almost 8 years already and didn't hear anything really about it, because it started on Rikers Island, which again is a whole different entity.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, before I went to the box, I may have seen like 1 or 2 Bloods. My man Twin, my man Benetton. Like, I only knew my man Dog. I only knew 3 before I actually went to the box. And again, once I went to the box, the whole box was blooded out.
Okay,
There was
okay.
a couple Crips too, one or two Crips, and I, like I say on my channel, man, if you was Crip and you was claiming Crip, you was official
Oh, okay.
because for every one Crip is 30,
Thousand
40 bloods, homie.
30
Like,
40 blood.
so if you was like, yeah, I'm Crip, it's like, okay, he must be, you know what I mean? He must be about that life
He
because
must be with it for real.
yeah, yeah. And then come to then the politics came in and certain things as far as like Bloods couldn't live in certain jails, Latin Kings couldn't live in certain jails. Let me give you
Oh,
an instance. So we had Green Correctional Facility, which is right next to Coxsackie. Green is the medium security facility. So a lot of times when you got short in Coxsackie, they sent you to Green, medium correctional
okay.
facility. Now, Green was all Latin King. So any blood that came off the bus and they knew he was blood,
Right.
they was trying to get at him. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like
okay.
before homie even take his bags and get to his housing unit, he would have to pop already. They're sending 2, 3 missiles at him right away. Like, oh, he
Oh,
blood.
okay.
They'll see him right coming off the bus. Oh, he blood. But I'm talking about before he even get to his housing unit. This is a fact, bro.
Okay.
But Coxsackie was blooded out, the
Right.
jail next door. So what would happen is if some of the Lion Kings came there, it was the same thing, okay?
Right.
So now just say here's the politics, right? Say you blood, right? And you was in Green, right? And then something happened and you went to Coxsackie. The Bloods in Coxsackie would be like, how long you was in Green? And if you was in Green, any label them, oh, I was over in Green 4, 5, 6 months, they knew you wasn't claiming over there.
Oh, okay.
You with me? Because if you
Yeah.
came off the butt, like they know you claiming blood, you had to put it in work that day. Like
Right.
you wasn't there months. Does that make sense? You wasn't
Yeah.
there 6,
He
7,
was
8 months.
hot.
So dudes that came over talking about, yeah, I was in Green for 6 to 8 months, dudes would look at him and be like, what?
You wasn't no claiming no blood in Green for 6
Right.
months.
Now you ain't claiming blood. Here, eat this. Hold this.
Mm-hmm.
You fool. You see, like this is all shit that came, and I was like, oh shit, like and now now it's just crazy. The New York system, the New York State system is bananas. But everybody started under one umbrella,
Right.
yeah, an umbrella.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
now with all the factions, everybody coming at each other, you know what I mean? It's a whole different world, man.
That's how it
You know what I'm
starts,
saying?
and that's how it goes. I understand the gang culture. I understand
Yeah,
that part
yeah.
of it.
Nah, you know
It
better
always,
than me. I'm just saying, like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
I seen
Yeah,
it.
it's crazy. It's
You
crazy.
know what I'm saying? I
Okay,
seen it.
so you did 16 years straight?
Yeah.
Solid. So you're getting closer to time to come home.
Yep.
You're getting close because I'm sure we're not gonna regurgitate me and a whole bunch of. If they want to see your stories about all that, they can go to your channel and watch
Right.
the videos. You know what I
Tales
mean?
from
Give,
the pen,
give them
people.
more incentive. There's a whole bunch of tales from the pen. Go to Tales from the Pen at YouTube.com, man. Go check him out.
Even if you Google it, you see me. Like there's
Yeah,
no more. If you Google Tales from the Pen, that's all me.
There it is. Tales from the Pen,
Yeah.
man. You can get all the in-depth videos about the penitentiary from the brother. But okay, we coming close to getting home, man. 16 years gone.
Yeah.
Where your mind at, man? Where your mind at when you're close to the house, man? Where
Oh
we at?
man, you know what? I'm gonna be honest, man. It was a little scary because this is all I knew, man. You know what I'm saying? This is all I knew from the age of 16. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm almost 32, and it was like, it was kind of scary for me. You know what I'm saying? But I had a different mindset too. I pretty much stopped playing ball because what happens is if you get hurt, you break an arm, you break a twisted ankle, you can't go home.
Mm-hmm.
So some dudes, if like some dudes would be playing ball and they got a week left, I'm like, these dudes are stupid because again, you get hurt, they won't release you.
Oh yeah, I know about that one.
You know what I'm saying? They won't release you. So, the last few months I ain't play no ball, I ain't do nothing. I just, and then, once I came home, man, let me tell you something, man. The mentality, everything was different, man, because the whole world had changed. I didn't know how to use a cell phone. Right. I didn't know how to, I didn't know how to use a bank account. Like, I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? And it was just a whole different world. And to be honest with you, man, it's still a whole different world to me. You know what I mean? Like because of my experience, and this is why I do what I do, so people understand. Like, it's more to it than just jail tattoos and cuttings and stabbings, man. It's the mentality that you have afterwards, man. It's the mentality like like I'm not saying it's like war, homie,
Yep.
like Vietnam War or Afghanistan, but you know what? When you've been in the pen like we have, we've seen some things.
Yes, sir. Yes,
We've
sir.
seen things, traumatic
yeah.
traumatic experiences from, and we even get to from homicides to prison rapes to the booty bandits to daily violence, man. Let's just call it what it is. You know what I mean?
We had to turn our switches off for.
We had to turn switches off, and sometimes even it was hard for me. You know what I mean? And I'm the type of person now, I don't like to be out, man. I don't really like to be too much in crowds. You know what I'm saying? I like to be with my family, man. I'm a family man now. You know what I mean? I stay with my family and I work, man. That's my life. Work, family. Work, family. That's all I do.
Right,
I got custody of my daughter in January, you know what I mean?
So, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So they even recognize, you know what I'm saying? And I got 2 baby boys as well. Got a good girl. Like, my life has changed, you know what I mean? But I know I am who I am because of my experience, man. Because of the stuff I've seen, the stuff I've been through. You with me, Nate? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Without what we've been through, man, we wouldn't be how we are. We probably still be how we were at 16, 17, 18.
Right. But I could say honestly, you know what I'm saying? We probably the most loyal people on earth, us type.
Yeah. Because we understand what it means to not be loyal too. That's why we're so loyal.
That's right. That's right. Because, a lot of times, I came home to a block party, man. But I looked around this block party and I'm like, where was you? Where was everybody?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what's crazy, man? People these days, homie, let's check this out, man. People are quick to put you on a t-shirt should something happen, but they won't send you no commissary. You with me?
$20, man. $20, man.
You know what I'm saying? Send nobody
a phone call.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And it was the people who I shitted on in the streets, as far as like family, who the ones who took care of me. So you learn different values, different morals, different everything. You just know that it's family first, and that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. All family, no friends, man. That's what it, that's how I feel, man.
That's it. That's how it goes.
So
man.
we gonna tighten this up, man. Because the kids is finna come home from school.
Yeah, and do your thing, man.
But hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. I got a little avenue called sessions that I do that's separate than my interviews on my channel, man. I'd love to have you back for a session with me and my producer Sam, man.
Okay.
Because I like to have that New York perspective, man, and it'll broaden both. It'll broaden both our channels.
So much more. You know what I'm saying? We can
and it's just about
tomorrow to tell you the truth.
I want to have a locked in perspective. That perspective that you have that's different than this West Coast perspective.
I appreciate it.
Because, like I said, man, I've been out here all my life. I don't know nothing about out there. So that's why I want to learn more, as well as I'm sure some of my viewers do.
Yeah. And I definitely want to have you up too, man.
Oh, definitely.
You see my subscribers, brother. You see my subscribers, man. You know what I mean? You see what's going on my channel, man.
We're going to definitely lock in an interview I can give you an interview soon, very soon.
I want to know more about you too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna give you some stuff ain't nobody got. That way
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
And so do me a favor, go and shout your channel out one more time so everybody can hear it again.
Okay, everybody, man, please go support, go check it out. It's called Tales from the Pen. You can Google it or you can go on YouTube. It's called Tales from the Pen, and I give it up raw. I talk about my experiences, and I do it to deter others from going through the same thing I did. I give a lot of jewels on there. I drop stuff I got a whole law edition. I got a daughter's edition. I have so much, motivational words on there. It's more than just, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's more than just tattoos and stabbings on my channel, man. We give it back. We trying to help this next generation, Nate. That's what we trying to do, man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you,
so
man.
once again, man, thank you for coming on, man. To all my subscribers, man, y'all know what it is, man. Go and check out his channel. And thanks for supporting me, man. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna be at you in a minute, live from 916.
Amount of time I got for bullshit, no time. Free real, he'll be back in no time. Get money, flip bricks in no time. Dex tripping on the bitch, no time. Amount of time I got for bullshit, no time. Free real, he'll be back in no time. Get money, flip bricks in no